All right, we are back for part 2 of Kettering. Stopped at a light, so I just started rolling the camera here. We are gonna start the second part of Kettering on East David Road. Once again, Kettering is a large area. It's very widespread. So we're gonna do one big loop around, and so you can kind of get an idea of what it is like on this side of Far Hills. Which is a main thoroughfare that runs through Kettering. It's State Route 48, so it goes a long ways. It goes all the way up to the northern suburbs. Anyway, let me turn the camera around so you can kind of see where we are. And I have ordered a new thingy, so hopefully it's coming soon, if you all know what a thingy is. All right, so Kettering, we're over here on the eastern side of Kettering. The leaves are starting to change. I feel like they should be changed a little bit more than this, but I guess they're not. It's towards the end of October. I think November. First part of November is when the leaves are in full bloom, so to speak. So a lot of these homes over here to the left are ranch style homes. Anywhere from 1,200 square feet to maybe a max of 22. It would be very rare that you would get a 2,200 square foot home. You know what, I'm gonna take a right here. This is a school zone. We've got Alter High School ahead of us in St. Charles. Grade school. Private school, both of them. Cannot turn on red at 4 o'clock on a school day. Right, so back here, in this neighborhood, you'll have 2-story, split level, and some ranches back here. Streets are a little wider, sidewalks. I know sidewalks are important to a lot of folks. I know I do love a good sidewalk. These homes back here, 60s, 70s, that sort of thing. This part of Kettering, you are butting up to Centerville, which we've had a tour of Centerville. So if you needed to get some more information on Centerville and what the neighborhoods look like there, you can definitely search for those under my driving tours. All right, now we are going to take a left. I went down a little bit further than what I wanted to Ron Road, R-A-H. N. There I go, dude. All right, let's head back to the neighborhood that we were. Okay, this, some of this stuff back here, there's parks and stuff, and like I said the last time too, there's over 20 parks in the Kettering area of 284 acres of parks. And they could be like the Phrase Pavilion and Lincoln Park, which are more entertainment parks and host festivals and that sort of thing. Or they could be more like Delco Park, where you've got a fishing pond and you've got walking trails and volleyball and that sort of thing. I don't know if you can even see much of these houses. The trees are so big. So ranch homes, once again, a couple of 2-stories through here, but most of these homes are going to be ranch homes, and they're going to range, you know, depending on any of the updates that are happening. They are going to range from $250 to $350. Of course, everything that's any price point, I do say, is going to be a range. Let's see, what other things can I tell you about while we're waiting on the lights? So yeah, so there's 6 private schools, 6 private and parochial. Wow, I couldn't find that word. Parochial schools. We saw 2 of them when we were stopped at the light there. They also have St. Albert as a parochial school. And not Incarnation. Ascension is another one. All right. We were in Washington Township back there. Here we are back in Kettering again. I went way too far. So Ron Road there was Washington Township. Some of that, yeah, that Ron Road back there was Washington Township, and that is a correct pricing on those ranches. But these ranches back here, it's the same thing. Anything from $250 to $350. Got the YMCA, and right next to that you've got some tennis courts that are public. We're going to get back on David Road since we got off track. Remember, this is not edited, so my mistakes of going into Washington Township are real and live. These homes, once again, if you go back into that neighborhood, a lot of ranches, like I said, a lot of brick ranches, as you can see. Those are a little bit smaller right there. Those have basements to them. But same price point, about $250 to $350. Got skate worlds. There's some roller skating. You've got the Center of Design up here, a design school that we're going to be approaching here. A tennis center coming up to the on the right. A nice fall day today. My car says it's 64. There's a little bit of a breeze, so you kind of need either a light sweatshirt or, you know, if you can brave it, do a short sleeve, but that's not me. To the intersection to take a left here at the next light. Really want to be in the next lane. Oh shoot, not getting there. All right. Oh. Okay, we are now on Wilmington Pike. This is a pretty busy road. Obviously, there are homes that do pop up for sale on this road. I'm going to take you over here. A little bit off the beaten path. Go into some neighborhoods. So over to the left, you've got a big Meijer complex. There's Meijer there. You've got some restaurants, Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's. You've got El Rancho Grande. Is that El Rancho over there, or is it El Toro? One of them. You've got a Mexican restaurant over there. Rocky's, Ace Hardware. Now, if you go to the right, you'll run into a grade school, into the rec center, closer to the rec center, and then also to the green, which is Beavercreek. It is not Kettering. Alright, once we get over here, the houses are going to start getting a little bit smaller. And with a smaller house, it's a little bit cheaper of a price. We're looking at, once we get over here, we're looking at $250 and below. Usually. You know, there are exceptions to that, of course. Let's see here. Let's go back into one of these neighborhoods here. Get an idea here. We'll go right here on Grice. Got Halloween going on here. So still quaint neighborhoods. The other one thing about Kettering is a lot of the neighborhoods are going to have sidewalks and mature trees, which is always a good visual effect. So cute little neighborhood, right? Brick homes, a lot of them ranch, some of them have basements back here. Some are just on a slab. They love Halloween in this neighborhood. All right, we're getting back on Woodman. Got new apartments over here. You will have the Woodman Lanes up here for bowling. Woodman Lanes, you've got dance, you've got a Goodyear over here. Medical offices, taekwondo, other forms of offices. Got a Dairy Queen over here, PNC Bank, restaurants, like I said, Union Savings Bank. I'm going to take a left onto Dorothy Lane. Try not to make this as long as what the other ones have been. But still give you an idea of what the neighborhoods are like. You've got, oh, Big Lots is open. Okay, got a Big Lots over here. Oh no, Kettering Hill. I don't know what that is. So I thought Big Lots closed. City Barbecue. There's an Aldi over here, Goodwill. Kroger, there's a Kroger over there for groceries. Let's see how far into Delco Park I can go. It's a nice park. Like I said, it's got volleyball courts, walking trails, a fishing pond, lots of green space, soccer. Let's see. One thing about Kettering is that it's got a lot of amenities. Tons of restaurants to choose from. Quite a few grocery stores within the city limits. Got lots of offices, shopping. There's a TJ Maxx, Trader Joe's. So we've got volleyball courts on that side that we saw. Oh, there's a geese over there in that green space. There's a pond over on this side. Play area. Got little shelter areas that you can rent also if you're planning a party. Oh my goodness, this car will not stop following me. They use these for soccer fields over here. Pull-up bars. Got softball and baseball fields. So this is a really nice park. The motto here in Kettering is live, work, and play, which I think just from our short ride, you could figure out that play is a good portion of what Kettering likes to do. Affordability is pretty high in Kettering. Or, I don't mean high, I mean very a widespread affordability range. You know, we saw homes last week that were on the higher end, a few probably that could go into the $1 million range, others, you know, 600,000-700,000, and now this side of town is a little bit more affordable, if that's what you're looking for. And these that we're going to go through are around the $200,000 range, 225, 250 possibly. Even in the 180s, 190s area too. And those are going to be smaller ranch homes. There's a few fun little coffee shops in Kettering. That's probably where I wanted to go. I'll go to the next one. One is Epic Coffee Shop. Another one is Warehouse 4. Good places to go take your work or have meetings or either one like that. They both have indoor and outdoor places that you can sit. So here are more of the ranch homes. Still super nice neighborhoods. Sidewalks. Homes are smaller. talking more of the 180 to 230-ish range, maybe 250. Has to be really nice to be 250 and larger. As you can see, most of these are brick wrap. These do not have basements back here. They're just on a slab. Oh, doing more road work. These are around 1950s built. My understanding is Huber Homes came through and built a lot of these homes very quickly because soldiers needed a place to live. And this was the size home back then. Not that it's not the size home now, but you know what I'm saying. We are going to get onto Wilmington Pike, take a left here, and then get back onto Dorothy Lane. Oh. This is easier than what I thought it was going to be. Have another elementary school to the left, if you saw that or not. Lots of restaurants along here again. These are my favorite trees that are turning, that are bright yellow right here. Okay, so back onto Dorothy Lane. Now, some of these homes to the right, there's a little creek that flows through that area back there, and flood insurance is required on that. So that's a little helpful tip. There's a few areas in the in Fairborn and in Kettering where flood insurance is required, and it's just very random because you don't feel like there's a little body of water there at all that you would need flood insurance for, right? Let's go back into this neighborhood here. We went through Lincoln Park last time, I do believe. Back here you're going to find a little bit more variety of homes. You'll see some Cape Cods, you'll see ranches with basements back over here. You're looking at 200 to 300, depending on what's finished, what's not finished in these homes. But on average, that's what you're looking at. It's again wider streets with sidewalks. Alright, so that main road has wider streets and sidewalks. This one does not have, so once you get within the neighborhood, there's no sidewalks involved. But there's sidewalk on that one. Now there's a sidewalk on the right side, so I guess it just depends on the street. My bad. To the stop sign, and then we'll take a left to get back up on Dorothy Lane, where there's another school. Kettering loves Halloween. Cods, ranches. There were a few 2 stories back there, but not many. Most of them are going to be Cape Cods and ranches. And nothing is going to be on the main level is going to be over 2,500 square feet usually back there, unless they've added on or something like that. Another school on your left, grade school. Yeah, we did go, so the last tour we did go down, we'll go down there again. Excuse me, we did go down by the high school on Schroyer and Lincoln Park, but we'll finish up by the high school there, entering onto Far Hills again. Or actually, you know what, we'll end up at the shopping plaza, at Town and Country Shopping Plaza, which was one of the early open-air malls in the region. Look at that. All in Kettering, Ohio. We are on Schroyer Road. Like I said, the high school is coming up here. Lincoln Park will be on the left with the Phrase Pavilion. And there'll be another grade school coming up. So here's the high school. Larger Division I high school. So all these little schools have combined to one school. And then on this side is, to the left is Lincoln Park and the Phrase Pavilion. City buildings to the left, and then you have know, once again, smaller Cape Cods and mostly Cape Cods back here. A few ranches. There's another school. It's a middle school, one of the middle schools. All right, we are going to end the tour up here at Town and Country. So we got Town and Country to the right, and then you have a Kroger Plaza to the left, Chick-fil-A, Trader Joe's, TJ Maxx, a couple of restaurants, a shoe store, B-Dubs, Ross, Dress for Less. All of those are in the plaza. Kettering Health on Demand. Figlio's is a restaurant. It's been around for years. There's a Panera back there also. All right, that is part 2 of Kettering. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, part 1 is right before this tour, so if you needed to catch up on other aspects, the other side of Kettering, it's all right there. What should I do next? Which area should I do next? Thinking we might head to Beavercreek next, so we can see what all Beavercreek has to offer, and that one I should be able to do in one take, but we will see. So anyway, like, subscribe, let me know what your favorite part of this tour was, and if you can imagine yourself living in Kettering. Make sure you ask me any questions that you have, and until next time, the next tour, we'll see ya.